Hi there and welcome to another Psdtuts plus spoon-fed Photoshop tutorial. I'm Gavin Steele, and today's tutorial I'm going to take you through a quick tip on creating your own textures. We're going to be creating a wooden panel. The original tutorial by Bree is over at psd.tutsplus.com, and here you can see the final effect. Brilliant for website backgrounds, illustration backgrounds, lots of navigational tools and pictures, and there's really lots and lots of uses for these textures, and that's why people head over to free stock sites to download them or pay for them to put in their work. But it's a really good skill to have if you're in a sticky situation. You can create your own textures, so do check out the tutorial and all the other video tutorials in the video section over at psd.tutsplus.com. Let's load up Photoshop. I've got here a 900 by 600 canvas, and I filled it with this background color here, 473722, and I filled that in there. I'm going to open up my background layer, Command J, I'm going to duplicate it, and I've set my foreground color to 746045. Click on OK, head up to Filter, Render, Fibers. Nice and easy, have the variance set to 28, strength set to 60. Let's click on OK, and there we have the base for our wood panel. The next thing we need to do is duplicate this layer, Command J, excuse me. We're going to call this first layer the fibers, in case we ever want to come back to that and change that. And we're going to call this layer knots. Head up to Filter and Liquify. We're going to use the third tool down, this swirl tool over here. Have your brush size set to 151 on the right hand side, your density to 62, pressure to 100, and the brush rate to 50. Play around with these to get different effects. We're going to be using these for now, and I'm just going to come down here just a little bit as I go, and then a big knot here, and then just little touches. Like so. Maybe a little bit at the top. Just creating these awkward little knots in the wood. Like so. And let's click on OK. And there we have our knots. I've kind of overdone it a little bit, but you get the idea that you can twist in. Some of these look really good, some of them look less good, but you get the idea. You can play around with that and create some really nice wood knot effects. Once you've finished with that, we're going to create a new layer. This is going to be my separator layer, and with our separator layer we need to head over to our rectangular marquee tool. Have that on a fixed size of 4 pixels by 600. Click anywhere and we're going to get a full height of our canvas and 4 pixels wide. We're going to change the color in the color picker. We're going to set that to 806D53. Click on OK. G on the keyboard brings up the paint bucket tool, and we're just going to click inside there to create that color. And there we have it. Double click on that layer now, and we're going to apply some layer styles to it. The first is going to be an inner shadow. We're going to set that to normal and black. 100 for our opacity. Angle is going to be 120. We're going to use global light, so make sure that's checked. Our distance is going to be, it's going to be 2. Choke is going to be 0 and 3 for our size. We're then going to head down to outer glow. We're going to set that to soft light, like so. Opacity for that is going to be 100 as well. 0 for the noise. We're going to set this to a dark color of 2A1EOD or E0D. Click on OK. With that color selected, make sure you've got softer, 0 for your spread, and 7 for your size, and everything else looks pretty good. Let's click on OK, and there we have our separator. Got a nice little drop shadow in there. It really gives the effect that that's where the join is between these two bits of wood. But we're going to make it a join between multiple bits of wood. So hold down, press V on the keyboard to go to the Move tool, hold down Alt, and I'm going to drag that to the right. Now, so that I don't lose this separator up the top here, I'm going to hold down Shift. That's going to keep it in horizontal line with this. And I'm just going to create my panels like so. We've got a bit more space over here. Nope, that looks pretty good. You might want to create a few more, so I'm going to come back to our original one, and I'm just going to move that over. We're going to have a couple of thin panels. followed by this big one here. And that's how we create our separator. So I hope you enjoyed that. A really quick tutorial on creating a really nice wooden texture that you can use on websites. The next step would be to come in here and maybe head up to filter, and we can use some of these to create a repeating pattern, but I think that's for another tutorial, and hopefully I'll bring that to you very, very soon. But thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial by Bree. I've been Gavin Steele. Do check out our videos over at psd.tutsplus.com.